A vacant mind is open to all suggestions. As a hollow mountain returns all sounds. Anonymous.
Fill your life with experiences, not things. Have stories to tell, not stuff to show. Anonymous. Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. John F. Kennedy.
Good morning. My name is Zach Tarazi, and I'm a sixth form boarding student from Bennington, Vermont. Before I begin, I just want to welcome the friends and family members visiting Andrew's Memorial Chapel today. I would also like to wish a happy birthday to my dad. I first came to Williams Hill on Wednesday, September 3rd, 2014, as an eager, enthusiastic, and yet anxious 15-year-old boy. I had previously attended 4 elementary and middle schools in Vermont, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. Each school has advantages and disadvantages, but attending each school was a unique experience. I was a day student at my junior boarding school, the Indian Mountain School in Lakeville, Connecticut. I always envied the boarding students in middle school. They were independent and seemed mature beyond their years. I loved my 2 years at Indian Mountain School, but as a day student there, I never felt I was completely part of the community. I felt as if I was missing out on so much by not living in the dorms. 2 years later, I was excited to attend Westminster School. I finally had my chance to be a boarding student and to experience the inclusivity of a boarding school community. I had learned that the camaraderie with my hallmates, dorm parents, and mostly my roommates had all been vital components of my experience at Westie. When you are apart from your parents, siblings, and your familiar home environment, you begin to establish and develop a new home. Your new roommate becomes your brother, your family becomes your dorm parents and hallmates. Now, as a boarder, I realize that being a day student definitely has its perks, such as being able to sleep in your own bed, having home-cooked meals, driving to school by yourself, and having a space away from our hectic campus life to regroup and reflect. I was anxious on that warm September day in 2014 when my family drove me to Westie. The reality that I'd be living apart from my entire family for the first time in my life set in very suddenly as I began to think about saying my goodbyes. After an uneventful registration, I headed to Alumni House. As we pulled our jam-packed Honda Odyssey in front of my new dorm, I saw a small head pop out the window in a room on the second floor. That small head belonged to my new roommate, Justin Cooey. If you don't know Justin, he's a guy who's filled with contagious energy and emotion. Little did I know at that time that Justin would change my perception of not only Westminster School, but life as a whole. Justin and I navigated through our third and fourth form years as a team. We were inseparable. We ate breakfast together, did our homework together, watched Grey's Anatomy together, and yes, every night we brushed our teeth together at the exact same time for 2 straight years. As it is for all of us here, my third form year has both its successes and its challenges. Justin was there to help me celebrate the successes and motivate me through the challenges that came along. One of those challenges was during my third form year when I spilled a bottle of red Gatorade all over 6'4", fifth former Tim Sanford, future head prefect of the school. His pressed white khaki shorts now had a huge stain all down the front of them. If you don't know or have ever met Tim, I'll just say that he was the most intimidating junior I've ever seen. Scared out of my mind, my freshman self ran into the pit of our old dining room and scrambled for paper towels to clean up the mess I had made. Expecting Tim to be outraged, instead, he laughed the whole situation off and was really nice about the mishap I had made in front of the entire school. Though, to this day, I still get reminders from Justin about the event that unfolded that spring day. In the middle of our fourth form year, Justin invited me to his hometown of Hong Kong for March break. I was surprised, of course, because I'd assumed that Justin would want a break from me, but I wasted no time in saying yes, I was coming. I love to travel, and Asia was on my bucket list. I enthusiastically accepted his invitation to visit Hong Kong. Traveling to Hong Kong that spring break opened and changed my perception of the world. I enjoyed the food, culture, and lifestyle of Hong Kong. I learned many things during my trip to the Far East. For example, Justin's dad taught me how to use chopsticks while dining at a local dim sum restaurant. I also learned that it is not a good idea to get near the wild monkeys that roam the streets of Hong Kong. But those experiences are not the topic of this chapel talk. What is important is that if I weren't for attending Westminster, I would never have met Justin and never have had the opportunity to experience and learn about another culture. Because of Westminster, I have learned that when we discover differences amongst each other, we have an opportunity to learn more about each other, and in doing so, we learn more about ourselves. Clearly though, after 2 awesome years with Justin, we were both in need of a change. Michael Fiorini had lived down the hall for me my 4th form year in Alumni House. If you don't know, Mike's outgoing personality is the complete opposite of Justin's more reserved personality. Mike and I quickly established a friendship, and together we attacked the challenging 5th form year with dedication and gusto. One would think that living in the same room for an extended period of time, a break from each other's company would be welcome. But not in our case. Mike invited me to visit him in his hometown of Montreal, Quebec during March break. Although I had been to Canada, I was excited this time to see the country through the eyes of a native. The French culture of Quebec mesmerized me as I was introduced to a new language, foods, and way of life. For his 6th form year, Mike decided to live in an alumni house and mentor the 3rd formers. Let's just say I wasn't prepared to give up the air conditioning and swim. So, I became roommates with James Plum. James is not from Montreal, Hong Kong, or any other international city. He is from Bedford, New York. We were approaching our final year with enthusiasm and excitement. We both stressed over the college application process this fall, but James is calm and patient, and he is teaching me to embrace those virtues and to enjoy life in the moment. And you'll never guess who lives in the single next door to us. Yup, you guessed it, Justin. He is our 3rd roommate. My time at Westminster has been filled with growth and confidence. I am grateful to Westminster for giving me the opportunity to meet students from various parts of the world. If I could share my experience and wisdom, I have a message for each of the forms. To the 3rd form, you are halfway through a transformative year. You may not realize it now, but you're all making relationships that will last a lifetime. Be excited for 3 more years on the Hill, and find something to learn from every person you meet. To the 4th form, you are not the youngest anymore, and you all have adapted to the rigorous academic and afternoon schedule. Continue to develop your time management skills for your remaining 2 years at Westie. To the 5th form, hang in there. You are halfway through the most challenging year of high school. And finally, to the best form on campus, the 6th form. Here we are sitting in this chapel with less than 5 months of our high school careers left. Graduation is in sight. Cherish your friendships. Make the most of your last few months here, because before you know it, we will all be separated. To my 3 roommates, thank you for helping me grow. In closing, if you could take away one thing from my chapel talk this morning, it is to realize that everybody in this community is here to help you succeed in ways that you can't always see at first. Teachers go above and beyond to help each and every one of you in the classroom. Coaches here go to great lengths to help perform at your peak on the athletic field. Your advisors always look out for you and serve as a link to the faculty. We should all be grateful for what we have at this school. We are a school of 398 students, and we all can and should know each other. Reach out to that person at your family-style lunch table you have never met before. May learn something new about them. May learn something new about yourself. Be kind, take an interest in the lives of others. Challenge yourself in uncomfortable ways. Try out for the first team. Audition for a production. Run for student council. Give a chapel talk. Say hi to that one kid in the hallway you don't know well. This is your time to discover yourself. Time truly does fly. And remember, Marlets fly together. Thank you.